Hey guys, back with another one. This is part two of the premiere you're actually looking at as we speak. It was relatively long. Also, I knew it was going to take a while for this to upload and for me to put it out in a whole because of my internet connection being so slow. And then sometimes there's minor things, glitches that the algorithm picks up and they want to check before they're just putting out content that it's following the guidelines. So a lot of things has been going on. Things haven't been going out like they're supposed to. They either been pushed up to date or taken down by me truly until they're fixed and put up for at further notice. So this is part two of smoking on Queen Opp. A lot of stuff has been put out there for exposure on Queen Opp. Give you basically another side of this demonic person that truly there are people that know um, on and off of social media, and a lot of things that were said, well, even in my opinion, were really shocking about Queen Op. Shocking and surprising, because like I said, we see and hear one side of her. We feel as though we know her from that one side, and then you hear a side of someone that knows old girl, the obster, and then sometimes it can really open up a can of worms. A can of worms me even Queen Op may not want to run across.
All of the people that swept it under the rug, including the people that Shell is with, all of that interfered with her karma. So these are the other factors that are at play regarding karmic fulfillment. So we have again free will, the soul's purpose, interference from other people, the karma created by other people that we have to coexist and intermingle with, and their soul's purpose, right? The fact that we are here to teach each other lessons, even when those lessons result in someone being unalive, okay? And also intention. These are all of the factors at play regarding karma and karmic fulfillment. There are so many hidden hands, so to speak, when it comes to karmic fulfillment. There are so many hidden hands. What if I told you that many human beings on a soul level have set a conscious intention to come into this lifetime on this realm to experience suffering as a means to pay a karmic debt from a past misdeed that caused someone else suffering? What if I told you that? What do you think of that? How does that make you feel? And I know that alone, I know a lot of people are going to experience cognitive dissonance from that because that goes against everything that they have learned and heard regurgitated. So what if I told you that? Again, what if I told you that many human beings on a soul level, soul, so we're talking spiritual now, we're not talking physical. Many human beings on a soul level have set a conscious intention. Key word here is intention to come into this lifetime on this realm, this earthly realm, to experience suffering as a means to pay, compensate a karmic debt from a past misdeed that caused someone else suffering. How does that make you feel? Let me know in the comments. Y'all don't have to agree with me again. Like I said, A lot of what I'm going to share is going to be triggering. It's going to trigger cognitive dissonance because it's going to go against everything that you've learned and everything that you know. I've been through it. And I'm not saying that this is the case with Opp and Shell, right? I don't know. I don't know and I don't care. But whatever the deeper spiritual meaning is behind their 15-year-long relationship, Opp and Shell, whatever the deeper spiritual meaning is behind their 15-year-long relationship as far as karmic fulfillment is concerned, is unbeknownst to me. I don't know. However, what I do know is that I'm still on a certain type of time when it comes to Opp. But just marinate on what I said. Marinate on what I just said. Okay? And this also brings us to karmic relationships, deep, intense connections that exist for the purpose of the individuals in the relationship to learn crucial life lessons. One more time, karmic relationships, deep, intense connections that exist for the purpose of the individuals in the relationship to learn crucial life lessons. And to the outsider looking in, these relationships may look unstable and turbulent or extremely passionate and intense, but they are what they are and they are on purpose. Another key word, underline it, highlight it, purpose. What was the first keyword that I gave y'all? Intention. Highlight that. Intention. And then the next one is purpose. This is another reason. This is another reason why I mind my business when it comes to people's relationships, right? This is why relationship experts and relationship advisors and relationship gurus, this is why they are a thing. Because people are trying to understand everything and everyone but themselves. People want to know everything about everybody else but themselves. This is why I mind my business when it comes to people's relationships. Because
Yeah, I might view what she's saying a different way, but I understand in my own way what she's saying. And that's why I think that so many people got involved with Queen Opp and Michelle, and I'm talking about the 99 percenters, and they thought that this was sheer entertainment because they're in everybody's business except themselves. I think sometimes if we look within ourselves and we identify what's going on with us, and we identify that our lives are not any better, or well, at least not perfect. No one's lives or relationships are perfect. You will be more understanding. There will be more people on the 1 percenter side who are compassionate. They get angry when they see people like Michelle being mistreated um, from Queen Opp, because this is not design. This is not what was meant to be. This is an individual who is sick. It's an individual who is on misery loves company and they wanted company. And it doesn't always mean anything how you look. No one's above, I said love, above life's classroom. I don't care who you are, what you look like, what walk of life you came from. No one is above life classrooms. Some people, because they're in denial, they think that they are. They have something to say about you, and they're just as messed up as you. Just like in the case of what happened to Michelle, it had to be a messed up individual to do what they did to Michelle in order to make it make sense even to themselves that it was okay. If it was normal, if it was okay, they wouldn't be in trouble right now with the law.
I understand that relationships, especially romantic and intimate, are more than what meets the eye. Okay? Are more than what meets the eye. But the thing is, here's the thing, the concept of karma is so layered and rich. It's so layered and rich when you study it from the viewpoints of Eastern religious texts, such as Hinduism, Buddhism, etc., right? And not just what we understand it to be over here. Over here meaning North America, over here, which is basically you reap what you sow, and it's more from a punishment or penalty perspective. It doesn't really go into the fact that karmic fulfillment can be positive or negative. You can reap good karma. Over here, it's more so of you won't get what you deserve from a negative punishment perspective. And see, me, I like to study concepts from other viewpoints. And I take what resonates with me. Whatever leads me back to self. Like that old adage, chew the meat and spit out the bones. I take what resonates with me and I leave the rest. That's all. Okay? So, how I draw up the meaning and purpose of karma is more from the Eastern perspectives of Hinduism, Buddhism, all of the Eastern, the older worlds. That's what resonates with me, and that's how I draw up the meaning and purpose of karma, which is deeper than the Western, where we are, America, than the Western perspective of you reap what you sow, which is it's way deeper than that. It's a lot deeper and more layered and more rich in perspective than that. Here's another question. Just a moment. Let me let y'all just kind of marinate a few seconds on what I just said. Here's another question. Is it far-fetched that some people are here to assist you in paying your karmic debt that you chose to compensate for your misdeeds in a past life? One more time. One more time. Is it far-fetched that some people are here to assist you in paying your karmic debt that you chose to compensate for your misdeeds in a past life? Again, I'm not here to change anyone's beliefs. Okay? I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to change anyone's beliefs. We're all adults in the room. I respect everyone's religious beliefs, their concept of God, their concept of karma, their concept of whatever. Again, I said this a few times already. It's not about agreeing with everything that I say. It's about respect. We're all adults and we should all appreciate each other's understanding on different things in life, how we draw up our own perspective and things. I'm not here to change anyone's beliefs. And I'm not here to ask anyone to abandon their beliefs. I'm simply sharing my understanding of karma based on my studies and my observations of human nature and what resonates with me. Okay? And another thing, there's always a spiritual purpose behind physical events and experiences. One more time, there's always a spiritual purpose behind physical events and experiences. Knowing that, that's what keeps me grounded, moving through life, rooted in truth, in what is, in reality. Also understanding that the spiritual forces at play, that there are spiritual forces at play when it comes to living life as a human being in a physical material world. And don't forget, there's also the astral.
You know what's so sad about listening to her? Everything she's saying is so real, and it's going back because the topic at hand is Michelle and getting justice for Michelle, wanting her cousin to heal, and also wanting for Queen Opp to recognize the damage that she has caused over the 15 years of what she was doing to Michelle. And these are some videos that you wish that someone like Queen Opp, because it's about her, right? She is the person that we're referring to, right? We hope that some of these videos she tunes into and she really gets it, and maybe it could change her life for the better, not to appease us, to appease the masses, to appease social media, but to change her life to better herself and the children that are going to be raised that she had after her. You know what I'm saying? Because history repeats itself. But to me, and that's just my opinion, it's really sad that that's not going to happen. She's not going to run across this video and sit and listen to it. And maybe it helped change her life or the decisions that she makes going forward, or how she um treats people in the relationships that she has with people, treating them better.
Psychological influences at play with karma. Remember earlier, I mentioned that I was born under the influence of Mars. I'm an Aries sun and I'm a Scorpio moon, right? Astrology is very important. There's a very thorough, deep connection between astrology and karma. Now, I might have to get into that. Intention is at the seat of karmic fulfillment. Intention, remember, I told y'all to highlight that as a key word, intention. Intention is at the seat of karmic fulfillment, set on a deep soul level to pay, make amends, atonement for an action taken that caused suffering in some way, shape, or form. Here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect example. Did you know someone that had an urge to meet up with a certain person, right? Or leave to go on a trip or just leave to go somewhere? And a loved one of that person, someone that cared deeply about that person and loved them, they sense that something bad might happen if that person meets up with their loved one, if they meet up with someone, or they say, man, I just gotta go here. I gotta go on this trip. I gotta take this ride. I mean, I just gotta do it. I gotta meet up with so and so. And their loved one said, I don't think you should do that. I just don't feel right about this. But the person insisted on doing it anyway, right? They insisted on leaving anyway. Have y'all experienced that? I know of a few cases. I know people right now. They're not here anymore or in this realm, but I know of instances.
I get that feeling from time to time too. You just get a real powerful gut feeling that that is not the best situation, or judgment to make at that time. And you feel like if you don't tell that person, because it's resonating with you, that I don't know if you should do this, that something bad's gonna happen, and then you'll have that on your conscience that you didn't speak up. And like I said, it goes back to even with Michelle and her family. I mean, we wasn't there. We don't know if 15 years ago they were telling her the same thing. She just wasn't listening. And then, this is what happened to her. All I can really say is that, justice is served for Michelle. She can get the justice that she needs so she can go on further to heal, and just have a wonderful life, and hopefully have a family and live happily ever after, and never put herself in a situation like this again, where we're not using examples and scenarios and all of these things for people to learn, because if we don't learn through these scenarios, history will repeat itself.
Where someone was insistent on leaving or meeting up with somebody or busting a move or whatever, and a loved one said, I don't think this is a good idea. Something in me, I'm not feeling right. I think you should stay in the house. And what happened? They left despite your cries and I mean objections to them leaving or meeting up with a certain person or whatever. And then that person ended up unalived. Do y'all know of any cases like that? I do. Several. Several. I've heard of a few situations. I know of a few situations, just as I described, where the person, they had like it was an itch. It was like an urge, a nagging urge where they had to leave town or they had to meet up with somebody in the family. Who is this person? I mean, don't worry about all that. Whatever they was into in life, whatever. They just had this itch or this urge to meet up with someone or go somewhere, and they ended up in the land of the unalived, despite the warnings of their loved ones not to go. I know of a few situations like that. Let me know in the comments if y'all know of any situations like that. You know? So the way that I draw up the meaning behind these instances is the person set a conscious intention on a soul level to walk into a burning house, per se, or to seek out a situation where they would meet their demise as a way to pay their karmic debt. It's almost like a spiritual agreement. And I know that that's going to go against a lot of people's belief systems. Again, you don't have to agree with me. I'm also speaking from my own experience. Okay? And as it pertains to Opp, since she chose to put her life choices on public display, we can see the karma she created. We can see it play out to some degree. Reckless with her body. And what happens? She's reckless with her body, sexually undisciplined, which led to diseases and unwanted children. What is that called? Karma, cause and effect. There's another law, universal natural law, called the law of causality, which the law of karma is basically parallel to that, right? So she's reckless with her body, she's sexually undisciplined, which leads to her getting diseases, catching diseases in unwanted children. Cause and effect. She's reckless with her mouth and her behavior, which leads to what? Which leads to her getting evicted and losing her housing, leads her to homelessness and so forth. Cause and effect. What else? Look, she cared more about how she looked in the lace front wig and not caring about moisturizing her scalp properly. Which leads to what? What has it led to? Her losing her edges. Cause and effect. Look, the karma plays out in varying degrees.
Now I was cracking up when she started bringing that up. She's talking about she's so into the lace frontals and the wigs that she don't even have time to. And what was the effect? Her edges fell out. Now that was funny, but she's trying to make a point, and I keep telling you, right now the point is going back to Queen Opp and smoking on Queen Opp and Michelle. But she wants to let you know that there's a way that you can explain something without coming across as in, what I'm saying, trifling, um, so that people can like relate to it. And some of it can be funny, but a lot of it is educational. But these are the kind of videos that Queen Opp is not going to run across her. She's not going to run across these videos because it's not about drama. It's not about somebody saying something about her. And she's saying, oh, they're only saying this about me because they're jealous. She would not even be able to comprehend this kind of conversation that Michelle's cousin is having right now. So I don't want to stay on here too long. I really appreciate her new content that she's putting out. Is real enlightening, refreshing, educational, and it has opened my eyes like on other levels of looking at things, not always one sided, or thinking it's just one way, because there could be a lot of scenarios, there could be a lot of things that are going to come out in the long run, whether good, bad, or accepted. But my goal is to go live today at 7 p.m. I'm going to set up that 7 p.m. live, and I'm going to try to, even if I'm truly tired, do this live. I might not be on long, but I'm going to try to put out a live at 7 p.m. And I'm hopefully going to be able to put part 2 of this premiere out today. It's not really in the hands of me, but in the hands of my uploading process and how long it takes for it to upload, and be able to be available for you guys to watch. And we also have to factor in sometimes the algorithm gets things wrong, and then you can't put it out until the issue is fixed. So let's hope that none of these equations happen, and we're able to see the end of part 2 of this 2-part live premiere that I did.